So, you're curious about acoustic basses, huh? Are they worth having? Are they basically just like an acoustic guitar? The short answer is no, but I want to tell you exactly why myself and most of the bass community doesn't really like these things. First thing, they're just really not that easy to play. They might look kind of cute, but they're kind of big and uncomfortable. Most basses will have a little curve for your forearm to rest, but not this thing, so after a while you're going to be cutting off all the circulation to your fingers. I really hate that they don't have fine adjustments on the bridge like an electric does, because that makes it really difficult to dial in the action that you're after. For an experienced player, it's not as much of an issue, but as a beginner, you're gonna fight this thing. I know I did when the first time I picked one up. There's no thumb rest, the necks are bigger and thicker, and the strings are stiff. These strings are made from bronze. They're a lot like acoustic guitar strings, but they're so big and thick and rigid that they're really, really hard to play. These strings are basically what gives this instrument its signature sound, but what good is the sound if you can't even really hear it? Because frankly, these things are just not loud enough. The scenario that you're probably dreaming up when you go into one of these things is you imagine sitting around the campfire jamming along with the guitarist while a bunch of people sing, but I can tell you from experience that that is not how this ever goes down. Now, before you had electric basses, they had the big upright basses, which I guess technically are acoustic basses. But the reason why those things work is because they're huge. The soundboard on them projects sound way more effectively than this tiny thing. It's been my experience that these get drowned out by just about any other instrument. But they do make these things acoustic electric, so we can actually plug these guys in and amplify the sound. Cool, right? But amplifying it totally defeats the purpose of having one anyway, because it's meant to be played acoustically. You're supposed to be able to use these in situations where you have no electricity at all. If you're going to just have to plug it in, then why not just bring a smaller, more comfortable and easy to play instrument? So just say for argument's sake you want to play this thing live because you just like the sound you get out of it. In situations where you're going to be very loud at all, the sound out of your monitor is going to vibrate the crap out of this thing, and then you end up with feedback, and then the sound guy hates you. Of course, this is all my own just personal opinion, but it's based on professional gigging experience, and a lot of other bass players feel the same way I do. There's a reason why you don't see these things around very often. For most purposes, electric basses just do the job way better. There are some edge cases where an acoustic bass is the tool you want. Say you want to jam by yourself and you want this to be as hassle-free as possible. Nothing is easier than just picking this thing up and not even having to plug it in. Like, that's fine. Or maybe there's a song you're doing and you just absolutely want to have the sound of an acoustic on it. One that I can think of right now is Road Trippin' by Chili Peppers that was recorded on an acoustic bass, and I think it really benefits from having that tone on it. Bottom line is that these things are not completely analogous to an acoustic guitar, and if you're going to go and get one, I think you need to be aware of that fact. If you have other questions about acoustic basses, or about this one in particular, this is an Ibanez AEB-10E, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks for watching.